Most people assume longevity is written into their DNA, that living longer is a matter of luck, genetics, or medical breakthroughs far beyond their control. But what if one of the simplest, most powerful tools for adding years to your life has existed in plain sight for centuries, and almost no one talks about it? Tonight, we investigate a quiet mystery: why a single sport accessible to nearly anyone, at almost any age, keeps appearing in the world's longest living communities, in longevity research, and in studies that measure health over decades. A sport that experts once dismissed as recreational, yet now proves to be one of the strongest predictors of living not just longer, but better. But before we uncover what the sport actually is, we need to understand how the idea of living longer in retirement became complicated in the first place. Because behind the pursuit of longevity hides an unexpected story, one shaped by changing lifestyles, financial pressures, forgotten medical discoveries, and a major turning point in American history that quietly changed how long people expect to live. To understand why retirees today search for ways to add years to their lives, we must go back to the origins of modern aging itself. In the early 1900s, the average American lived to just 47 years old. Retirement, as we know it now, was almost unheard of. People worked until they physically couldn't anymore, and life after work was short. But then, breakthroughs in sanitation, vaccines, and basic healthcare began pushing life expectancy upward. Figures like Dr. Jonas Salk, who developed the polio vaccine, and Dr. Joseph Lister, whose ideas on sterilization transformed medicine, played roles in reshaping the trajectory of human lifespan. As Americans began living longer, a new stage of life emerged: retirement. And with it came a new question: how do we make these extra years worth living? By the 1950s, longevity was rising rapidly, fueled by better nutrition, higher standards of living, and expanding medical access. But something else was rising too: chronic disease. Heart disease, stroke, diabetes, conditions directly linked to lifestyle, stress, and declining physical activity. These chronic illnesses didn't just shorten life, they shortened healthy life. This is where our story takes an unexpected turn. Because around this time, researchers began noticing a strange pattern. In communities where people lived much longer than average, one activity appeared again and again, an activity that seemed to protect the heart, preserve brain function, strengthen bones, and reduce stress better than almost anything else. But the significance of this sport wouldn't become clear until decades later. Before we get to what it is, the chain of cause and effect that shaped today's retirees must continue. By the 1970s and 80s, sedentary lifestyles were taking hold in the United States. Office jobs replaced physical labor, commuting replaced walking, leisure shifted from movement to screens, and as physical activity declined, life expectancy gains began to slow. The rise of retirement communities in places like Florida and Arizona brought awareness of senior fitness, but the message was inconsistent. Experts debated whether brisk walking, jogging, or weightlifting was best. Everyone had an opinion, but few had long-term, population-wide data. Then came the breaking point. In the 1990s and early 2000s, researchers saw something alarming. For the first time in over a century, the health of older Americans wasn't improving, it was stagnating. Obesity rates soared, chronic disease became normal, and many retirees watched their health decline faster than expected. This triggered a wave of studies on longevity, and this is where the forgotten sport reappeared. Across decades of data, whether in Denmark, the US, Japan, or Mediterranean countries, one sport consistently positioned its players at the top of the longevity charts. Not by months, but by years. In some studies, those who played it lived an average of 5 to 10 years longer than those who engaged in other activities, including running and cycling. But oddly enough, this finding didn't lead to widespread change. Instead, People focused on other quick fixes, supplements, high-intensity workout trends, and expensive fitness machines. And yet, the evidence remained clear. Meanwhile, new problems were emerging. The fallout of America's sedentary shift meant rising healthcare costs for retirees, greater dependence on medications, and shorter healthy lifespans even as total lifespan plateaued. Medical systems tried offering solutions, new drugs, new procedures, new diagnostic tools, but none addressed the root cause movement, or the lack of it. Many of these attempted fixes had one flaw. They promised improvement without asking for consistent, gentle effort. The sport at the center of our story requires effort. Yes, but it's sustainable, enjoyable, community-oriented, and low impact. It blends movement with strategy, coordination with social connection, and it's these combined effects, not just the exercise itself, that make it so powerful. In the last decade, researchers revisited the global longevity data, and the pattern became impossible to ignore. Regardless of country, culture, or climate, the same sport rose to number one. So, what is it? A simple, approachable racket sport that blends aerobic movement, quick bursts of activity, hand-eye coordination, and most importantly social interaction. Scientists now understand that longevity isn't just about physical activity. It's about *** consistency, enjoyment, and connection ***. Tennis checks all three boxes. Even playing once or twice a week is linked to dramatically longer lifespans. But the story doesn't end there, because the patterns that shaped the past are repeating today. In modern America, people over 60 face the same problems that appeared decades ago, but with more intensity. Sedentary time is at an all-time high. Social isolation has increased. Chronic conditions are appearing earlier, and the average American now spends ** 10 to 12 hours a day ** sitting. Yet retirees who play tennis or similar racket sports display lower mortality rates, sharper cognitive function, and higher emotional well-being. The data is staggering. According to long-term research, racket sports outperform walking, cycling, swimming, and even running when it comes to all-cause mortality reduction. The question, then, is how to use this information. Here are 3 takeaways retirees say matter most. First, movement must be enjoyable, or you won't do it long enough to make a difference. ***, tennis works because it keeps people coming back without forcing intensity. ***, second, social interaction is medicine. ***, doubles tennis, community courts, and friendly matches provide the connection that directly affects longevity. ***, third, small, consistent habits beat short, intense workouts. ***, you don't have to be good. You don't have to play competitively, you just have to play. But there's a final warning. Longevity ain't a guarantee. You cannot wait until health declines to start building it. Every year of inactivity compounds the risk. Every year of movement compounds the benefit. So the question becomes simple. If a sport has been shown, again and again, to add years to life and life to those years, what will you do with that knowledge? If tonight's deep dive opened your eyes, consider subscribing for more stories like this. Share this video with someone planning their retirement, and maybe invite them to a friendly game. Because the path to a longer, healthier retirement might begin with picking up a racket and stepping onto a court.